Hello, I'm Sandra, co-director of People for Reason in Science and Medicine. We're here today to talk to Cecilia. Cecilia has a beautiful daughter, 8-year-old daughter, and recently her daughter went through something that was not pleasant at all. She was vaccinated and had a terrible reaction from it. And I would like to ask you, what made you decide to vaccinate your child?
It's one of the requirements actually in school that they should complete the shots before they go back to school. So that's one thing.
Right, so they tell all the parents you have to do this, and it's something that everybody just does. And before this, you never questioned
No,
doing
I
it.
never questioned doing it, Cassandra.
You
I
believe?
have no idea.
Oh, you had no idea, and you believe that certainly the government and agencies of the government would never do anything that would cause any problem for a human being in this country,
Yeah.
right? Well, what happened after she had this flu vaccine? What happened
What
to her?
happened is that before she has the flu miss, it's by the nose. She has this allergies around her neck, just little allergies. And then I didn't really thought that it's about the flu miss. But after a week, it developed into really severe flare-ups and eczema, and it almost covered most of the parts of her body.
Most of her body was covered with these purple spots.
Something.
Yes. Luckily, you were able to overcome this. Many little children have reactions that cause them to be allergic to many foods, and some foods like peanuts can become lethal and very, very dangerous. So when you went back to the pediatrician showing her what happened to your daughter, did she connect that it was the vaccine that she was given a few days before?
She didn't connect it with the vaccine. She told me that it's just her allergies, and she gave her an antibiotic to counter.
So
the
she had to
infection.
use antibiotics to try to get rid of it. I see. So what about her teacher at school? You were telling me about her not deciding.
Yeah, because she was absent for more than 2 weeks, so I told her about it, and I told her that I've talked to you also, and you might have that idea that it might be because of the flu shots that she has, and she told me that she never had one of her child. She didn't want him. It's a boy to have flu shots too, and so.
Right, so the teacher at school doesn't want to do it. Well, I'm just glad that your little girl was able to throw this off. Are you ever going to vaccinate her again?
I'm still, I don't think, maybe I will have second thoughts, because every time that we go to the pediatrician, they have to have that complete vaccine, so I'm still thinking
All you have
about
to do is say no. You live in California, and we're still
we still
free.
have the right to.
You have the right to refuse. You can sign a waiver at school. You don't have to. My son was not vaccinated. I just signed a waiver. But at first they tried to bully me. They said, oh, in order to enroll for school, your son has to be vaccinated. I said, I think you're wrong about that. And they went right in the back and got me a waiver, and I was able to not have him vaccinated. So we're still free to do that. And what we would like to do is help people be able to know that they have freedom of choice. It's hard to imagine that our government would allow anything to happen to our people that would be a risk to their health. There are many children that are suffering allergies, all kinds of terrible results and effects from vaccines. So I think it's wonderful that you're speaking out about this. It might help someone else think twice before they subject their child to these toxic substances. So we've been talking to Cecilia, and I want to thank her so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming.